this time, we have a proclamation, and you see us all in orange. I think this is orange, I can't really tell. Try to get an orange. So all those who have their orange shirts on for gun violence, if they would come up front, we appreciate it. That's all. If you would come down and help anybody who wants to take a picture, they have their orange. A couple of guys have the ties. We would stand right over here. You can.
Thank you. Hold on, you guys. I feel like y'all should stand.
Susan, I feel like
Now,
this
do we
shirt
see it
is
here? Are
a
you
orange.
Can you see them behind us? Thank you. Everyone say stop the violence.
Stop.
Stop the violence. Thank you.
This proclamation declared June 11th, 2024. You can stay up here, ladies. Stay right up here. We appreciate all your Judy. We know how involved you are with this project, and we appreciate that, how important it is, not only in Paulsboro, but to New Jersey and this whole country. The first Friday, National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the borough of Paulsboro, Jersey, to honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence, and to declare that we as a country must do more to end this public health crisis. Whereas every day, more than 120 Americans are killed by gun violence, and more than 200 are shot and wounded, with an average of more than 17,000 gun homicides every year. Where cities across the nation, including the borough of Paulsboro, are working to end the senseless violence while evidence-based solutions. Whereas protecting public safety in the communities they serve is the governing body's highest responsibility. Whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand with keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories. Whereas by wearing orange on June 11th, 2024, and the first Friday in June thereafter, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. Whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to do all we can to keep firearms out of the hands of people who should not have access to them. We encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our families and communities safe. Now therefore be it resolved that the borough of Paulsboro declares June 11th, 2024, and therefore the first Friday in June to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And I, Mayor John Giovanetti, encourage all citizens to support our local community's effort to prevent the tragic effect of gun violence and honor and value human lives. John Giovanetti, Mayor, Council President Jennifer Turner, Councilman Ted Holloway, Councilman Eric DeTona, Councilwoman Karen Armistead, Councilman Tajay Thomas, and Councilman Eric Singleton. So we thank you for your work. We need to do it as a country, we need to do it as a community because it affects this town. And at this time, let's give yourselves a nice round of applause for your commitment.
Yes, hello. We moms have been doing this for anywhere from 5 to 8 years. We all were triggered by something, either Parkland or Pulse nightclub or the Las Vegas shooting, and it's not children's responsibility to secure and keep guns safe. It's ours. And as a gun owner and growing up with hunting and law enforcement, my mind just can't wrap around the fact that, and I'll preface this by saying the FBI defines a mass shooting as an intentional one of 3, 4, or more people. And we had 630 mass shootings in this country last year. And as the proclamation states very clearly, law-abiding citizens have the right in the Second Amendment to have a gun. We do have, as do 19 other states, a red flag, or in the case of New Jersey, because we like to be different, we call it an extreme risk protective order. And that has all the due process that anybody saying we're coming after your guns or it's anti-Second Amendment can take pause, calm down, and realize that there are people all over this country. But in New Jersey, we really pride ourselves in not being the 5th safest state. We're now the 3rd safest state because we have proper permitting. We do have a concealed carry law now, but that does require both permitting and a class. Can you imagine taking a class on a gun? That's what I had to do. But in any case, the extreme risk protective order, I'm going to leave some papers here, both in Spanish and English. I was hoping that the one thing youcando.org, which explains our state ERPO, along with our BeSmartForKids.org, which talks about safe storage, asking that uncomfortable question at a play date. Are you going down the shore? Wherever you're going to be. Hey, you guys have guns in the home? You do? Great. Are they secure? Now, some people's idea, and these are police officers, their idea of secure, I've heard the other day, was putting it up on top of the refrigerator loaded. No, it's not. But, if the answer is, nah, we're not into that, then that might be a reason why you wouldn't have your children or yourself go down there, because it's their choice to do, to own a gun. But the secure storage is something we're faltering with as a country. It's the #1 killer of children in our country. Law enforcement, grandparents, people that forgot they even had a gun, quite frankly. If they're in your car, if they've been stolen out of your garage, like the case with the, what is it called? The convicted felon that escaped the prison. Yeah, well, that was kind of a lockdown situation for 2 or 3 weeks, and everybody that owned a gun knew to, harden that up and do something with it. And some guy forgot he had a rifle in the garage, loaded with ammunition next to it, and that's how that felon got a gun. And that really kind of changed the whole picture. And it's the same thing with suicide. So I'm going to be leaving this with council, and I'm hoping that they will, and you will ask them to put those 2 links on their website, and also to discuss it with the school board, because parents, people like you, when we're in distress, we'd like to go to the town, we go to the website, we call the police, and we ask, what can we do? And in the case of, can I say one more second? Okay, I'm trying really hard, I'm sorry. With the temporary extreme risk protective order, you could call the township police and say that someone a relative, usually it's someone for the family, but it could be somebody that you know, it could be me. And you call the police and you say that they seem to be struggling. It's not necessarily mental illness, it could be anger management, maybe they lost a child, they just got divorced, lost their job. It was a trigger. And if you know that they may have guns and ammunition, they do a wellness check. If they decide, the police, that maybe we need to, dial it back a notch, they ask for a petition from the state of New Jersey. As part of a red flag law, we have judges available 24/7 who have had training on this. They issue this temporary. It is a civil petition. There is no criminal warrant. There's no criminal record or anything. That's one of the reasons why we don't report these things. We're afraid of getting people in trouble. They remove the guns and ammunition. They're held by law enforcement, and this is the due process. This is for people that, you're talking to them and you know that they're just really not understanding and getting educated. We are not removing their guns permanently. We are giving them due process. They have 10 days to go before the judge, explain their case. If they're not successful with explaining that they're safe, we might hold them longer. But to give you a sense of the math and how successful New Jersey is, in 2022, we had approximately 1,300 temporary extreme risk protective orders and less than 700 FERPOs, which are final extreme risk protective orders. I don't have to explain them, it's kind of self-explanatory. But do the math. 600 people got their guns, ammunition, and permitting back. And we're very, very proud of what you have, as the council have done. It's awkward, it's not easy, sometimes it's not popular, but we are seeing a rise in people wanting more done. So thank you very, very much, and thank you for having us here.
2/3 of those are self-inflicted. 2/3 are self-inflicted, and firearms are now the #1 cause of death for children in this country, so shame on us. Now, I believe in your right to own a firearm, but please store it safely. And I'll put out some cupcakes.